Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Fields and I'm a physical therapist and yoga teacher at Simply Physio in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we want to offer this 4-part yoga series to you during these challenging times. And if you find that you yourself are really struggling right now, then we want this to be a free gift for you, and we hope that you enjoy that. If you find that you are wanting to help someone that is in more need than yourself, then we are allowing you the opportunity to make a donation to an organization. And there's more information about that in the post below this video. So we hope that you take this time to give to yourself, but also give to those in need during this time. So let's get started. Bring your hands together at your heart, bowing your head toward your hands. Taking a few moments to bring your full awareness to this present moment. And the easiest way to do that is to bring your full attention on your breath. Noticing where you sense your breath in your body, maybe your belly, your chest, the back side of your body. And today's class is going to be focused on opening the heart. So we'll do some poses that help open up through our chest and also our upper back. And by practicing these poses in our body, we go about them with the intention of also creating and cultivating self-acceptance and unconditional love for those around us. So taking a moment to think about what that means for you. What does opening your heart feel like and look like in your everyday life? Is there a relationship or an area of your life where you could be a little bit more open and accepting of yourself or someone else? And taking a moment to think of a word or a phrase that embodies this sense of openness, acceptance, and love. It can be as simple as I am open. Or I accept myself. And take one more breath, really sensing what it feels like to be open and accepting. Releasing your hands and gently blink your eyes open. Okay, so let's start on all fours. And we'll start with cat-cow again, if you guys have joined us for the other classes. So as you drop the belly, lift the head and the chest, the toes curl under. And then rounding the spine, dropping the head, pointing the toes back. Inhaling as you drop the belly, lift the head. Exhaling, pointing the toes back and rounding. If you'd like to try something different today, you can come down onto come on to your forearms and practice cat-cow here. So this is going to bring it more up into the upper back and the shoulders, rounding your head. Inhale, bringing the chest forward. Think about the shoulders broadening as you reach the chest forward. And exhale, rounding, really pressing up through the mid-back. So if this feels awkward or uncomfortable, just do the normal cat-cow. And again, you can stick with this or bring the elbows forward. This is going to be a little bit more of a stretch through the sides of the body, through the shoulder blades and the upper back. Bring the hands together into prayer pose and lean the body back. And the hands can come to the mid-back. And really breathing into your rib cage. If this is too much for the shoulders, you can come back into child's pose. Take one more breath here. See if you can press up into the mid-back a little bit more to round the mid-back and really open up through the back side of the rib cage. And that feels so good. We're going to take a few more breaths here. Coming back up to all fours. Planting the hands at the front of your mat, spreading the fingers wide, and coming up into downward facing dog. Working out the backs of the legs by alternating, bending the knees, really stretching through the backs of the legs. And then walking the feet up. Bringing the feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Clasping the elbows, let the head hang, nodding yes and no. Creating some nice tractioning through the spine. Releasing the fingertips to the floor, slowly roll up to standing. Okay, so for this one, you can use a strap or a towel or even a tie. So if you have that nearby, you can use that. All right, so we're gonna start by reaching the right arm up. Rotate your thumb towards the wall behind you and reach down your mid-back, like that. And then you're gonna reach your left arm down and around so your thumb rotates in and then up your back. So this is where if you have a strap and if you have tight shoulders, you can use this to help deepen into the stretch. So think about the right elbow reaching up towards the ceiling, left elbow reaching down towards the floor. If you are pretty open through your shoulders, you may find that you can clasp here behind the back. So notice you may have a tendency to just bring those front ribs forward and collapse in your mid-back. So think about bringing more space into your mid-back. So you're not here, but you're here. You're nice and stacked up, so the spine is in a healthy position. Take a few more breaths here. This is a great thing to do if you find yourself sitting at a desk for a long period of time, or just sitting in general, just to open up through the shoulders. Can be really nice. So reach the left arm up, left thumb rotates towards the back wall, and then down your back. Think about reaching that left elbow up towards the ceiling as you walk your left hand down your back. Reaching the right hand down and around, using that strap for support, or maybe you find that you can clasp your hands behind your back. Again, you're not jutting the bottom ribs forward. Bring the bottom ribs back, the front bottom ribs back, to create some healthy space through the mid-back. Taking a few breaths here. Good. And then releasing those, you can shake out the shoulders, shake out the wrists. Okay, and then we'll come to the front of the mat. Grounding down through the feet, lifting up tall. Think about lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. Lifting up through the top of the head. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. You can draw your hands up your shins to get really tall and long through the spine. Exhale, fold. And let's do that a few times. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back, reaching the chest forward, forward. As you work the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, fold. Staying strong and active through the legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good, last time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Good. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back into plank pose. Drop the knees, squeeze the elbows into the sides of the body, shoulder blades squeeze down and back. Abdomen is hugging in to support the spine. Slowly lower down. Point the toes back, lift the head and the chest, cobra pose. If you're feeling good here, reach the arms back. Thumbs rotate down towards the floor. From here, you're going to lift the left leg, holding, lowering down, and then the right leg. Okay. And then let's move with the breath a few times. As you inhale, you're going to lift the left leg, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, coming back to neutral. Inhale, left arm reaches forward as you lift the right leg up. Exhale, back to neutral. Good. Keeping the neck long. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, back. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Let's do one more round. And if you need to rest, you can drop the head and rest the cheek on the mat. For more of a challenge, you can hold here, lifting up high, lift both legs, coming into locust pose. Working on opening up through the chest. Shoulder blades gently drawing down the back. Take one more breath here. And lower down. Palms beside the chest, hugging the elbows in. Use the knees for support here. Drawing the belly button in and up. Press up to plank, and downward facing dog. Reach the right leg back. Bring it through. Plant between the hands. Rotate the left toes open. And coming up into warrior two. So we're going to inhale, drop the left hand down the back leg. Reach the right arm up and over. As you exhale, you're going to bring the elbow down to the knee, reach the left arm up and over. Inhale, opening up through the right rib cage. And exhale, opening up through the left rib cage. The right knee stays steady and bent. Left leg is engaged. Next time as you exhale, we're going to hold here in side ankle pose. We're not collapsing into this right shoulder. We're tall and lifted up. We're not relying on that right arm to hold us up. If you feel good here, you can reach that left arm around. You're going to rotate your thumb towards your back foot, and you can reach it around. Maybe you clasp it around the right thigh. Working on rotating the left shoulder up towards the ceiling and gazing up towards the left shoulder. Strong bend in the right knee. Take one more breath. And then inhale, come up, warrior two. Bringing the hands back down. Step back, plank pose. Use the knees for support if you need to. If you have the strength here to keep the spine nice and long, you can just lower down without the knees. Keep the elbows in towards the body. Point the toes back. Coming up into cobra pose. If you feel good here in cobra pose, you can start to straighten the arms into upward facing dog. So upward facing dog, the thighs start to lift up off of the floor. So the bottoms of the feet are supporting you. Thighs are lifting up towards the ceiling. And then work on rolling the chest open, the shoulders open, lift up through the chest. Take one more breath here. Lowering down. Find the support in the core. Use the knees if you need to. Shoulder blades stay on your back body. Lifting up. And downward facing dog. Reach the left leg through, or reach the left leg back, and then bring it through. Rotate the right toes open. Coming up, warrior two. And then moving with the breath here. You're going to inhale, drop the right hand down the back leg, left fingertips reach up and over. Exhale, hinging forward, elbow to the knee, right fingertips reach up and over. Moving with your breath. Opening up through the left rib cage, left side body. And exhale, opening up through the right side. Legs staying nice and steady as you move fluidly with your breath. Next exhale, elbow comes to the knee. Right fingertips reach up overhead. If you're feeling good here, you can reach the right hand around. Maybe taking the thigh, the left thigh. Rotating the right shoulder open, opening through the chest. And gazing over the right shoulder. Taking one more breath here. And then coming back up, warrior two. Gazing towards your middle finger. Windmill your arms around. Step back, plank pose. So dropping the knees here if you need to. Otherwise, lower down. Cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, you can drop your knees here if you need to, or you can start to roll over your toes. Lift your hips up using the lower abdominals. Coming into downward facing dog. Deep breaths. And then shifting your weight back into plank pose. We're going to lower all the way down. Use the knees if you need to. Rest your left cheek on your hand at the front of your mat. Bring your right heel towards your right hip. Stretching through the quads. And then switching sides, right cheek to right hand. And left heel draws back. Okay, and you're welcome to do that again on each side for the stretch through the quads. If you're wanting more of a challenge, you can bend both knees, placing the hands around the tops of the feet. And you can stay here. Think about lengthening through the back of the neck so you're not hyperextending the neck. Stay long through the neck. If you feel good here, you can start to press the feet into the hands, lifting the thighs up off the floor. Thinking about opening up through the chest. Taking some breaths here. Bow pose. Good. Slowly lower down. Release the hands back down or the legs back down. And then press up, coming to tabletop position. And let's reach the left leg back, really stabilizing through the low back. Reaching the right arm forward if you're steady. So after those back bends, if you have any back discomfort, it's good to come into these stabilizing poses after those extensions through the back. Right leg back, left arm forward, or you can just do the leg. Do one more on each side. Hugging the belly button in and up. Then we're going to come up to a kneeling position, placing the hands to the low back. So if you're uncomfortable on your knees, you can also just do this standing. So I offer that. So you're going to work your hands on your low back here with your fingers pointing down. Okay, you're going to work on squeezing the elbows towards each other and broadening through the collarbones. Okay, pointing the toes back towards the back of the mat. As you squeeze your elbows in towards each other, you're going to start to lift the chest up towards the ceiling. So it's a very subtle movement, and you may just stay here. So I want you to stay long through the back of the neck, so this is a good strengthener for the neck as well. So go ahead and come out of that. That may be where some of you stay for this next advancement. So just working that opening up through the chest. If you feel good here, I want to take it a little bit further. You can curl the toes under, placing the hands on the heels. Press through the hands to help get some leverage to really open up and broaden through the chest. The neck again is long. It's not dropping back, it's nice and supported. Think about working the shoulder blades in and down the back. The hips are pressing forward. And this is called camel pose. So see if you can still find some space and some breath through the back side of the body, even though we are extending. See if you can bring your breath into the back of the body. In between the shoulder blades, into the mid-back. And take one more breath here. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly come back up. And again, it's nice to come back into that tabletop position. Taking some breaths here. And then we're going to cross the ankles, coming on to our bottoms. So go ahead and extend the legs out, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands down beside your hips. You're going to use your hands to help lift up through the spine. Again, you're thinking about the shoulder, the collarbones, the fronts of the shoulders broadening and opening. As you lift the chest up, drop the chin down. So you can stay here. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can start to press, walk your hands about a third of the way down the thighs. Press down through your hands, lift your hips. As you inhale, you're going to swing your hips through, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're going to swing the hips back through, hover here. Inhale, opening up through the chest, lift the hips. Exhale, bring the hips back through, hover here. Good, keep moving with the breath. Good, holding here, broadening through the collarbones, using the glutes to lift the hips. Take one more breath here. And then slowly lower back down. Cross the right knee over the left leg on the outside, the right foot on the outside of the left leg. Hug your knee into your chest with your left elbow. Think about bringing your left rib cage towards your right thigh. Place your right hand down behind your hip and looking over the right shoulder. So keep the left leg active, toes are pointing up. Rotating back around, switching to the other side, straighten the right leg. Left foot to the outside of the right leg. Hug the knee in with the right elbow. Right rib cage towards the left thigh bone. Rotating to the left. Looking over the left shoulder. Back around. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Bring the hands behind the hips and help, again, we're going to use the hands to help lift up through the chest and keep the spine long. Think about reaching the knees in opposite directions to really help open up through the hips. So you may stay here. This is nice if you want to continue to work on opening up through the chest. Or you can bring the hands to the outsides of the feet, the edges of the feet. Still find that length and lift up through the chest, and then you can start to fold forward. So even in the folds, you can maintain that broadening and opening through the chest. Taking one more breath here. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Reaching the arms up. Again, you can use the hands first to find that opening and lift through the chest. And try to maintain that as you reach the arms forward. Thinking about lifting up. And then slowly start to engage the lower abdominals, slowly lowering down towards the floor. Keeping the soles of the feet on the floor. Bringing the arms alongside your body. Gonna press through the feet. If you're comfortable here, you can clasp the hands behind the back and really start to roll onto the outer edges of the arms. You can stay here. If you're feeling good here, you can even bring your elbows underneath and prop your hips up onto your hands. And if you're wanting more of a challenge, you can start to lift one leg. And if you're feeling good there, you can really start to work on lifting both legs. So you're in like a modified shoulder stand.
And then we're going to slowly start to lower both legs. Lowering the hips. Letting the back come on the floor. The back of the hips, the pelvis really resting in the floor. And then let's bring your right hand to the outside of the right foot and the left hand on the outside of the left foot, coming into happy baby pose. So here you can rock side to side. And then think about pressing the feet into the hands as you resist that with the hands, pulling the shoulder blades down onto the mat. And then bringing the soles of the feet together again here, heels down towards the base of your spine. Reaching the knees out, coming into a cobbler's position here. And then keeping the soles of the feet together, you can use your hands to help support the knees as you lower the feet to the floor. So if this doesn't feel good for the hips or the back, then you can bring the feet onto the floor, even a hip distance apart, letting the knees fall in. And that should be really nice and supportive for your back. If your back's feeling good here and the hips are feeling good, then allow those knees to fall open. Bring the arms out in a T position to really open up through the chest. Feeling the breath in the belly and the chest. And then also feeling the breath on the back side of the body. Feeling it in your rib cage, on the back side of your body, in between the shoulder blades. And then from here, slowly start to bring the knees back together and extend the legs out along your mat, allowing the feet to fall open, palms rotate open. Gently closing the eyes. And allowing your body to sink into the floor. Letting your face soften, your jaws relaxed, your eyelids relaxed, your eyes are heavy. Letting go of all effort, all judgment, and creating space for surrender, openness, and acceptance.
fuller and deeper breaths. Bringing your awareness back into the space that you're in. Bringing gentle movements into your fingers and your toes. Reaching your arms overhead, stretching from your fingers to your toes. Hugging your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Rocking onto your right side. And pressing yourself up to a seat. Bringing your palms together to your heart, bowing your head towards your hands. And again, taking a moment to reflect back upon that phrase or word that embodies acceptance and openness and love. And may you carry this openness with you throughout the rest of the day and week. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.